Okay.
The screen is not visible to me.
Yes, it is sharing.
All right. Hi, everyone. A very good morning. Welcome to the second episode of Explore the Endless Study Opportunities in UK with Cambridge Education Group FB Live series. My name is Shari, and I'm a senior consultant for ACC Global Sri Lanka, and I will be your host today. Before we can go ahead and start today's session, I would like to give you a brief introduction about ACC Global. ACC Global started its operations in 2008 and have been helping students around the globe explore their study opportunities ever since. We represent more than 500 top universities and institutions around the world and offer end-to-end counseling and application management services to students who are seeking overseas education in amazing destinations like Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, UK, and USA. Next slide, please. So as you can see on the screen, we are established in over 12 countries and we have 35 offices globally. And we are headquartered in Melbourne, Australia. To tell you a bit about our services, it's free of charge, and we provide our students with consultation for destination and university selection, application guidance, applying for scholarships, guidance on finances, visa applications, and pre-departure services. All right. So to start today's session, I would like to warmly welcome our two special speakers of the day. Firstly, it's the country manager of Aston University, Saumya Agarwal, and South Asia manager for on-campus education, Pranesh Kumar Sinha. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I would like to first give you a brief introduction about Ms. Saumya Agarwal, our first speaker. Being brought up in a family with educational institutions, the ethos of education and philanthropy are embedded within the roles that Saumya is currently involved in. Saumya strategizes Aston University's initiatives and activities in India in the position of a country manager, along with managing the family's jewelry business. She handles internal and external stakeholder relationships in addition to driving institutional partnerships between universities and India FGIs, and student recruitment in the country as well. In addition, she is also a member of the exclusive Indian regional interest group at Aston University, which focuses on initiatives for revenue generation for the institution outside the spectrum of international recruitment. She also works closely with the Global Education and Career Forums in Tamil Nadu and is also an honorary co-member of the International Alliance of Counselors and Educators. So today she will be speaking to us about the placement years at Aston University and career support and opportunities in UK and abroad. Over to you, Saumya.
Thank you so much, Shari, for the lovely introduction. And thank you so much, Pranesh and ACC Global for putting this together and bringing all of us together in these times. However, of course, like I shouldn't really be saying in these times anymore because the world is opening and we are finally able to travel. And of course, like I think that is a part of everything that we've sort of really been missing. And we are definitely very happy to be here. And Aston is really grateful to you for bringing us here on this platform today. So with that, Pranesh, would you want to take over and start with your presentation? And
I assume, Shari, is it Saumya who's going to begin with her presentation?
Yes, Saumya, it's...
Yes, please, Saumya.
I'll do that. Just give me a second, please. I'll just share my screen. Could you please confirm if you can see my slides, see my screen?
Visible.
Yes, it is. I'm so sorry, I'm a bit technologically handicapped even after all these months. So I'm just getting there. So hello and welcome. I'm Saumya from Aston University, as Shari just introduced me. I'm not going to take a lot of time on the slides that talked about the history, etc., because let's be honest, most of us will not remember it. But that being said, Aston University, we are located in the heart of Birmingham, and we were founded in 1895, and we were then an institute or a college, actually. And we got the university status in 1966. So that being said, I know in the South Asian perspective, we do talk a lot about traditional universities. With Aston, you get the entire traditional university vibe, as we call it in today's time, as well as the modern vibe. So it is a modern yet a very traditional university at the same time. We are definitely driven a lot by research, and we, of course, have world-class teaching quality programs as well. In fact, we have been awarded the TEF Gold Framework this year, and we hold some really great rankings, which I will be later coming to. We have been awarded the University of the Year award by The Guardian this year as well, and that award is primarily based on the cultural diversity and the equality that the university offers to students from different nationalities. So I will be speaking a bit more about the accreditations, etc., in the coming slides. So here I go on this. So ranking wise, as you can see on my screen, we have some really great rankings there. We have the University of the Year award, which is definitely a very huge one. Our business school is a triple accredited business school, putting us in the top 1% of the business schools across the world, not just in the UK. We are ranked 30th overall in the UK. Some of our programs, such as marketing, are ranked third, basically in the top 5 programs as well. We are in top 100 for business and management as per the QS rankings as well. So there's an entire rankings and accreditation page on our webpage. So I'm not really going to run you all through all those rankings and awards because we've got quite a few. But definitely worth taking a look if you feel you are looking at a university that is very highly ranked. Definitely Aston is a university to look at. Now, these are some of the programs that we offer both at the undergrad as well as the postgrad level. We have specializations in AI, in biomedical, in chemical engineering, computer sciences, cybersecurity, and most of these programs are professionally accredited programs. And the same stands for our business school and the health school programs as well. We have some really great programs such as business management, our accounting and finance programs accredited by ACCA and CFA both. All of you coming from a commerce-based background would know what CFA is. I think in our generation, it's quite popular, looking at the value of the professional qualifications as well. Marketing, I've already mentioned, is in the top 3 in the UK. And in fact, it is in the top 30 in Europe as well. Even our HRM program, Human Resource Management, is a CIPD accredited program. Coming to the life and health sciences, a key thing to know is that Aston is the only university in the UK that has a master's in pharmacokinetics. So that being said, if you're looking at employability or research after your master's in pharmacokinetics at Aston, definitely Aston is the university to look at and come to. We also have some really popular programs such as pharmaceutical sciences, overseas pharmacists. So if you already have or are studying a pharmacy degree in India and are a licensed pharmacist, then OSPAP or overseas pharmacists would be a program to look at. For most of our health and life sciences programs, we do see a close to 100% employability rate as well. So that being said, absolutely do look at the programs. Most of our programs come with a placement year option. As a lot of you might have heard what a sandwich program is. So sandwich programs would ideally make a 3-year undergrad program into a 4-year undergrad program, wherein an entire year is all about you gaining work experience in your 3rd year. And most of our programs will include the placement year. And yes, you are paid during this year. So it's not like a free internship year sort of a thing. Even at the master's level, we do offer a placement option for most of our programs, wherein you can finish your degree and work anywhere in the world for the next 1 year, making it an entire 2-year packed degree with academics as well as work experience. That being said, definitely, this is a question that I get from students a lot. What is the kind of practical work experience I can get as a part of my degree? Just to let you all know, our programs are very, very hands-on. We have industry visits as a part of our program. We've got something called the Aston Global Advantage as part of most of our programs, which I will eventually come to a bit later in my slides. Even for pharmacy or health and life sciences, we actually do more lab time for most courses than the students at Cambridge do. So again, that being said, our programs are very, very hands-on. Now, pre-university or undergraduate degree, if that is something that you are looking at, we are working very closely with OnCampus. In fact, OnCampus offers an undergraduate foundation program for progression to most of our degrees, as you can see on the screen. So you can do anywhere between 1 term to 3 terms. Of course, Pranesh will be able to help you a lot better with these a little later. However, you can, of course, progress to Aston like full-time degrees for the next 3 years. The best part about this is that you get an integrated CAS for a program. So that being said, you do get progression from your undergraduate foundation program onto your degree. So again, we have a wide range of options that you can take on after your foundation program or after your master's foundation program as well. What are Aston's USP? Why should you really be coming to Aston? We are the winner of the Best Universities and Careers Employability Services here in the UK this year. And that is the NUE award that we've been awarded. That being said, I think that speaks hugely about the kind of effort our careers and placement team puts in. In fact, there's so much our students do as a part of their career building opportunities as a part of the program as well. And I will just be coming to that in the next couple of slides. Aston is connected with business. We have career fairs on campus. We have application boot camps. We have something called the Aston Global Advantage as a part of our programs, like I mentioned earlier. As a part of Aston Global Advantage, these are the kind of things you do. You do have an option to work for an entire semester. You can also study abroad, and also it focuses on your professional development. So that is something very, very unique to Aston. We also have very close collaborations with brands such as HSBC, Goldman Sachs. There are quite a few companies. We work directly with over 250 to 300 companies, and we do advertise jobs from over 1,000 companies. So that being said, there are definitely a lot of opportunities if you're coming to Aston. The TEF Gold, this is basically an award that indicates the gold standard of our teaching and the quality of our faculty. So definitely look at this badge when you're looking at universities is what I would recommend. Now, I'm not going to play these videos because it's going to take in a lot of time, but definitely do see these. Aston Global Advantage is something that I have already spoken about, and there's an entire video of our students talking about Aston Global Advantage, which you can see on YouTube or watch on YouTube. If you are looking at a computing-based program and are looking at the future jobs or even starting a business with your friends or standalone, we also have an initiative called the Beautiful Canoe. It was started out of Aston, by Aston students and is majorly driven towards software coding and computing-based programs and employability opportunities. Like I earlier said, we have very, very hands-on programs, even in the life and health sciences education segment of the university. You can see an entire tour of our new biosciences labs that we've invested millions of pounds in on YouTube. So later I will be able to share these links with the ECC to be shared with you all as well. These are some of the graduate outcomes and the career support that we have for our students. I do understand that the pandemic hit us all quite hard, and a lot of us were a bit skeptical about how the internships are going to go, how hands-on the programs will be, what the quality of teaching will look like at universities, and what the career opportunities after the program will be. And I think some of us have had these questions even now, even when the world is opening. Aston was one of the first universities in the UK to launch an entire virtual internship program, where most of our students, even the ones who joined us in September 20 when COVID was at its peak, most of them ended up getting virtual internships, work from home internships, as we call them. There are campus careers fairs and seminars. So we have these twice a year where we have companies coming on campus for you to interact with and interview with. We also have a lot of one-on-one support sessions with the Aston Careers Advisor. Our careers and placement team is huge. And like I earlier said, this year we've won the award for the best university careers and employability service. Again, I would say the same thing. I think that speaks hugely about the kind of effort our careers and placement services put in with the students and make sure that you guys do get a job or create career opportunities, even if it's on the entrepreneurial front. Speaking about the entrepreneurial front, these are some of the other things that we do in terms of starting your own businesses as a part of your program and your time at the university. We've got something called the Aston Business Clinic. We've got Be Seen, which I will be talking about in the next slide. We've got careers consultants, business development staff. In fact, speaking about career services, it's not like you will only have access to them when you're at the university. You will still have access to all of these resources on the screen, even after 3 years of graduating. So that definitely comes as a package deal if you're coming to Aston. We've also got the Aston Futures group that is focused on Indians' development and Sri Lankan students' development to work, or in general, South Asian students. It focuses on South Asian students in their careers development part, training them for interviews, how to write cover letters. This is the kind of support that you get in the Aston Futures group. Student Circles, Grad Connect, Aston Futures, AFMD, Get Hired. These are all paid platforms for job vacancies and for job applications. And as a part of Aston, you get access to all of these. So ideally, these basically come for free when you come to Aston. We also have a lot of employer contacts. In fact, I'm not sure if you all have heard, but there are companies such as Do Smart that were initiated out of Aston. And of course, you do get these connects because these are alumni connects as a part of your program when you come to Aston. I've just spoken to you about the Aston Futures group, so I'm not going to run through it. This is one of the stories for one of our students. I'm not going to take a lot of time on this, but we do have something called the Enactus. One of our students, in fact, he was a South Asian student. He has recently started the TEDx Aston University Society or Club as well. So TEDx is now at Aston as well, and we are organizing international events as well. Students ideally can take a lot of leadership opportunities and leadership roles as a part of your program. So in fact, the student unions now in South Asia, when we speak about student unions, we mean a very, very different thing. But in the UK, student unions drive so much networking. It is insane. And you as a student will be able to be, will have the opportunity to be a part of the clubs and societies in managerial roles as president, as treasurer, really lead, events, etc. And that definitely comes as a great networking opportunity. Apart from that, BSEAM is another standout in business start. It in Birmingham. Basically, it's a startup support structure that we've got in place, where students get grants, they get industry mentoring, there are boot camps. You even get an office space in a business school building as part of the BSEAM program. BSEAM, you do not have to apply for the BSEAM program. It comes automatically as a part of the service that you get being a part of Aston again. And if you want to start a business of your own, then the initiative BSEAM is what you should be looking at. So more often than not, we fret and we say, okay, I want to start a business. I'm going to study business and management, but I want to start a tech business. So how do I really go about it? Because then I will not really have knowledge in tech or any knowledge in tech. In that case, what I would recommend you to do is take up a tech degree, get onto BSEAM, because BSEAM is what is going to teach you all the business skills. So that is what BSEAM is all about. And it's also going to give you office space for you to actually start your business while at university. So these are a couple of students who were taken on by BSEAM. Others who started Farm Life in Shivang, who started Cryo, which is a competitor of Decathlon. I believe all of us go and buy stuff from Decathlon, and Cryo is in fact a huge competitor of it. So how can you really connect? We've got Society Matters, which is a podcast that talks about different issues. We've got Aston Names Business that speaks about different aspects of businesses, etc., what's going around in the world and in the area of business. We have a lot of academics participating as a part of podcasts and speaking in these podcasts. So you're actually getting a lot of knowledge already via these podcasts as well. Apart from that, we do feature some of the business. We have already featured some of the businesses that started out of Aston, such as the Whiskey Club, Caviar and Chips, Rising Stars, Little Soap Company. So these are some of the good businesses that have come out of Aston. We also have a lot of social media pages. If you want to connect, we're all on social media as of today. So do hop by and connect with us there. And I am going to now stop sharing my screen and hand this over to Shari and Pranesh. Thank you.
Hi, Saumya. Thank you very much. That is a very informative session. I have a couple of follow-up questions for you. You mentioned that the quality of education and the teaching and learning in the university and how the awarding has been done and all of that. So given the reputation of the university, could you also tell me a little bit about one-on-one interaction among the students and the lecturers when it comes to learning? Do they have any opportunities? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a great question, Shari, and I'm very happy that you picked this question up, because we do have a lot of one-on-one interaction. In fact, for each module that a student is studying at Aston, professors are expected to put aside one-on-one interaction time for students. Of course, at Aston or any British university, you are expected to do a lot of self-study after the lectures, where you go back, read through your curriculum that has been taught in class, and then go to your professors and ask them what queries you've got. So yes, there is definitely a lot of interaction. A very usual question, Shari, on that note that I get from students is, what is the class size I can expect? And, is it going to eventually affect my quality of learning if it's a big class size? then let me tell you all, we do cap our class sizes for them to not be so huge that the professors do not know you. Apart from that, so we usually have a class size of about 60 students, and those are broken down to even smaller groups. We call them tutorial groups, where you will have 8 to 10 students discussing things and doing your projects, etc., together. And then that is further broken down into one-on-one interactions with professors. So in a way, it becomes like a funnel for students to understand more and understand the curriculum more deeply. And like I earlier mentioned during my slides, it is very, very hands-on. Even degrees such as business and management or more business-based degrees are very, very project-based. So there are definitely a lot of discussions and a lot of practical discussions that happen on all 3 levels. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much. And I have one more question for you. Could you tell me also a bit about when it comes to, since the current situation, how are you all supporting international students during this COVID pandemic? And what are the COVID safety measures that's in place?
Again, a great question, and definitely a question that I would like to address here, especially when, like I earlier said, especially when we are opening to the world now. Aston has always been, or in the last 2 years since COVID hit, it has been one of the universities with the lowest number of COVID cases. We have taken into account our student safety. Every decision that has been taken has been around student safety. So every time or at any point, if we have felt that it is not safe for our students to be on campus or for us to have the entire student community on campus, we have broken our batches down into smaller groups and taught them separately as well. Apart from that, there is on-campus COVID testing, etc. Your international health surcharge, which is the IHS, will cover most of your COVID expenses. God forbid, if you ever get infected, it is covered by the NHS. Apart from that, like I earlier or just mentioned, we do have on-campus testing, etc. So that has been put in place. There are sanitizers on campus everywhere. Everything is now electronically accessed as well, so that there isn't a lot of touching happening around the campus building. So that being said, safety has been paramount for us.
All right, thank you. Thank you once again, Saumya. Now I would like to move on to the last segment of today's event. And I would like to invite Mr. Pranesh, who had been working with On Campus since 2017. And he was also promoted to the role of South Asia Manager in 2020 and have been a part of the international recruitment industry for the past 14 years. In his previous roles, he has had the opportunity to work as the country manager for reputed UK institutions and had incorporated sales strategies in different markets via agency developments and key partnerships. So I would like to invite Mr. Pranesh Kumar to start and tell us a little bit about on-campus services.
So much, Shari. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Shari. And I'll straight away start with the presentation so that we can save on time and then we can take up questions at later stages. I hope you can see the screen.
Yes, it's visible now.
Thank you so much. So who we are, that's the most important question. We are Cambridge Education Group. And for many students who would be listening to us here in Sri Lanka today, we were the first pathway providers in the UK. Who are pathway providers? I'll explain that in the due course. But let me take a simple example to explain how Cambridge Education Group works. How do we service students? Imagine you're a student from Sri Lanka. You plan to study at Aston University. Unfortunately, you aren't meeting the direct entry requirements of bachelor's or master's at Aston University. Does that mean that your dreams are going to get crashed? No, the answer is no. You still have an opportunity to do an additional program, and these are known as foundation programs. Do these additional programs, meet the requirements of the university, and get progressed into the university. So in laymanish language, this is what pathway programs means, and this is what pathway providers offer as services to students. Let's move ahead and understand a little bit more about Cambridge Education Group. As I said, we were the first foundation providers in the UK in 1952. We are pioneers in offering foundation programs. Foundation programs could be of three different kinds. Undergraduate foundation program, which a student from Sri Lanka would take ideally after the A-levels, or should I say the HSCs as we call that in India. Then international year ones, again for A-level students, and master's foundation programs for bachelor students who have already completed bachelor's and planning to pursue masters in the UK. Unique selling propositions would be, obviously, we are incorporated within the partner university campus. Imagine you wish to progress to Aston University and you start thinking, okay, I'm happy to do an undergraduate foundation program because I'm an O or A-level student from Sri Lanka. But where am I going to study these foundation program? Would I be studying straight inside the university or somewhere outside the university? The answer is very simple, clean and clear, that you would study inside the university. When you study inside the university, you get exactly the same cultural experience, student experience, facilities that the university students are experiencing at the time of study. What's the other important point with us is our expert progression guidance. We do a complete hand holding of the student. We let them know how to progress to the university, how are they needed to perform academically, English-wise, what would be the additional requirements like a personal statement, statement of purpose to progress to a particular program. So we just don't manage expectations of the student or meet expectations of the students. We try to exceed the expectations of the students. Small classroom size, you're being taught academically, and most importantly, foundations are known as soft landing in the UK. It gives you an opportunity to adapt to the study environment in the UK. Fantastic study mode, yeah. I mean, most of the UK universities had this F2F and online. So what's so special about on campus? The special thing is our CEG digital services, which is a award-winning digital services. That's our own digital service and is being used as a platform by number of top universities in the UK. So we have a fantastic F2F and online method of study. Applying to on-campus Aston, we heard a lot about this great university just a few minutes back from Saumya, a top 30 university in the UK, a triple accredited business school, one of the best universities to study life sciences, engineering, and if I'm correct, the first university to actually launch placement year programs. Many viewers might not be knowing about this, but that's true, and that's a fact that Aston was the first university actually to start a placement years. Located in Birmingham, the second largest city in the UK, less than 90 minutes to London and Manchester. That's the local map. And if that's Aston University, we are sitting straight inside the Aston University that's on campus. Let's have a quick look at some amazing photographs of the university buildings. And this is where we are. We are located in the main teaching building of Aston University. As I just said, we are all incorporated within the university campuses. So you get exactly the same exposure, the same experience when you are studying with us and planning to progress to Aston University. How does on-campus works? Interesting. As I said, you as a student haven't met the university requirement, unfortunately, maybe due to not up to the mark performance at your school level or at your colleges there in Sri Lanka, but that doesn't stop you to study at a top university. What we do is that when we take students on foundation programs, we try and improve them on their English. That's one. So some students who have fallen short of English, we work a lot with them on English, and English is a major component of foundation programs. We also work on their academic skills, and finally provide them the right support and guidance so that they can progress to the university. So we are inside the university, we are offering students these services so that they can then successfully progress to Aston University. And obviously, in this entire the flow of chain, we offer outstanding teaching support. We have a proven track record of success, access to the university from day one, and a quality assurance. So what are we actually offering at on-campus Aston that leads to Aston University? A student can ask a simple question: what are the programs that I can study at Aston University after completing my programs at on-campus Aston? So yes, one is foundation programs. As I said, O and A level students can do undergraduate foundation programs, and we offer undergraduate foundation program in different areas: business, engineering, and physical sciences, humanities and social sciences, life sciences, and medicine as well. Then there's international year one for the class 12 students in Sri Lanka, and that's business and engineering in international year one. And then there is master's foundation program in business, engineering, physical sciences, humanities and social sciences, and life sciences. So we have, we offer entry to a number of programs at Aston University through different pathways. How does it work? Imagine I'm an OA level student. I started out on campus Aston, and I've picked up business as a pathway. And a business pathway will lead to a number of programs at Aston University. So I'll complete my 9 months over here, and then I'll progress to Aston University at the year one, then year two, and then finally year three. Now, international year ones, on the other hand, are a little bit different. International year one, because as a student, you might be just missing the entry requirements at the university by just a margin. Then what we do is that we offer them international year one that leads to year two at the university. So that saves 1 year of your time. And obviously your living expenses, your fee. So our international year one student would quickly jump into year two and then would do year three. And then finally for the college students, students who have completed their bachelor's, if they are not meeting the entry requirements, they can do pre-masters with us leading to masters, which are usually 1 term, 2 terms, and 3 terms. So a pre-masters could be 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. However, foundations and international year one are minimum 9 months program. So that's the flow. Students who are doing undergraduate foundation program, now I'll just take one example over here. Let's say you're a business pathway student and you start thinking, oh, what am I going to study during business pathway? So we have outlined the course modules very clearly over here: skills for business, advanced math for business and finance, economics and finance, English. And then you need to have a pass mark, which is 50%. And you need to have minimum levels of English to progress to the university. And the best thing is that Aston recognizes our own internal English test, which is known as the on-campus test of English. If a student scores equivalent to what's needed in IELTS, which is 6 with no elements less than 5.5, would progress. And similarly, other pathways have their own course modules. So that's about the undergraduate pathway. Let's understand the international year one. As I said, international year one, basically for students who have completed their A-levels, missed by margin the entry requirements to the university, we offer international year one in some quite interesting degrees like accounting and finance, business, HRM, international business and management, marketing, electrical and electronic engineering, civil engineering, mechanical, law, and computer science. Please try and understand that there are very few pathway providers who offer direct international year ones in law and computer science. This is really niche. Every pathway provider doesn't have that facility. Master's Foundation Program. I'm a bachelor student and I've joined on campus. Let's say I'm doing a humanities and social sciences pathway. So this is what I'm going to study: English, research projects, postgraduate skills development, and then you can pick up additional subject for yourself. And then you need to have minimum marks to get into the master's and minimum level of English to achieve so that you can progress successfully. So that's just a quick view of how we run Master's Foundation Program and what different subject students would study when they are doing different pathways. As I just said earlier, we have pre-masters 1 term, 2 terms, and 3 terms. A student might just think right now, listening to me, how does it make any difference? What are 1 terms, 2 terms, and 3 terms? Obviously, 1 terms are 3 months, 2 terms are 6 months, and 3 terms are 9 months pre-masters. Remember that a student usually get a term that could be 1, 2, or 3, depending on the level of English the student has obtained. Intakes, we have September and January intakes. So in September, we are still running the 3 terms, which is, as I said, foundations are usually 9 months, and then January we'll again have the 9 months foundations leading to bachelor's. Whether it's the September 2021 or the January 2022 foundation, both foundations will lead to September 2022 Aston main degrees. Then international year 1, again 3 terms, 9 months, and again January 3 terms, which is 9 months leading to Aston September 2022. And MFPs are of different durations. As I just said, 1 terms, 2 terms, and 3 terms. So let's say a student starting 1 term right now will straight away start a master's degree at Aston in January 2022 itself. Entry requirements important. What are the entry requirements academically for a student applying for a foundation program at on-campus Aston? So successful completion of 5 GCE O levels with an average grade D would help the student to get into foundations. For international year 1's, completion of GCE A levels, UK or Sri Lanka with 48 UK points, or completion of high school plus evidence of a year's further study with pass grades. Math needed GCSE O levels grade C4 for international year 1's. Master's Foundation Program, that's pre-masters, bachelor's, professional degree, minimum grade B for 1 terms and minimum grade C for 2 and 3 terms. So these are the academic requirements for a Sri Lanka student. Students would also think that's one requirement met, which is academic. What about the English requirements? We accept a number of English evidences from students, so it's far more easier for them to submit English evidences like TOEFL, all kinds of IELTS, PT, GCSE O levels, and obviously the GCSE O levels should be the UK assessment boards, please. If students need waiver, IB Diploma English Language is accepted, and so forth and so on. 1 term pre-masters have its own English requirements. Now, I'm not going to take that at length, but same kind of English evidences are accepted over here as well. Fees and term dates, I've already explained the intake, September and January. Let's try and focus more on January because September is almost over, and that's the tuition fee, £15,780, and for engineering it's £16,380. Year 1 fees are absolutely the same, there are no differences. And then MFPs, fees would differ on the basis of terms. You can see a 1 term would be of the lowest cost, and 3 terms and 4 terms would have a higher cost because the duration of the program is more. Bursaries, in September, what we did, we were offering £3,000 straight discounts to our students. And we also have progression scholarships, which means students progressing from on-campus Aston to Aston University have progression scholarships for them. And last but not the least, this is really important for Sri Lankan students because I assume Sri Lanka is still on the red list, and students might ask, what quarantine costs could be covered by on campus. So yes, we are covering £1,000 GBP in a way that if a Sri Lanka student joins us and is in a government approved hotel doing quarantine, would submit the receipt to us and we'll adjust £1,000 from the last term of the fee. Just to let you know, the quarantine cost has increased now. It's doubled to £85. Earlier it was £1,750. And that's it from my end. Just a last thing on accommodation. We have nearby accommodations to on campus Aston. And these are like per term accommodations, the canal side and the Rom's Crew House. Easy to stay, near to the on-campus center, so students can join the accommodations with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pranesh. That's a very impressive infrastructure. I have one question for you. Could you maybe explain a little bit about the on-campus foundation pathway leading to medicine program? And also if there are any particular visas required in order to, in the ordinary level, and also how many years in on-campus and how many years in Aston to complete the medicine program?
Okay, that's a good question. And what we offer is basically on-campus Aston Medicine Foundation programs, which are 9 months leading to 5 years medicine at Aston University. And one thing that's really important for students applying for medicine, specifically progressing to Aston, is that they need to have their UCAT scores ready. Even before they join the on-campus Aston Medicine Undergraduate Foundation program, usually Sri Lankan students should have 85% in their class 12s, and chemistry and bio needs to be 85% at least as entry requirements. That's another important point. The third important point is that for a medicine program, because these are foundation programs, a student needs to do IELTS UKVI or a PT academic UKVI. So a typical requirement for IELTS UKVI is 6 with no elements less than 6. And a PT academic UKVI needed would be 50 with no elements less than 50. This is really important. Sometimes students confuse between the standard IELTS and the IELTS UKVI. Please note that IELTS UKVI CELT exams, secure English language test, and for a medicine undergraduate foundation program, a student will have to take a CELT. Other than this, students also need to clear an interview even to join the medicine undergraduate foundation program. That's usually being conducted by the faculty member. So these are some important things. And last but not the least, 750 words of SAP. For example, why do you want to study medicine in the UK? Why at Aston University? And not to forget, again, please do not, I do not need students to confuse in this part. Before you fly out for your medicine foundation, so let's say the next intake is a January intake, and you start making applications from today onwards, you need to have a sort of a volunteering work experience that shows your passion towards caring patients. You might have worked in blood donation camps. It's not necessary that you have to shadow doctors only. It could be anything. I'm working for a benevolent institution, for an old age home. It has to show that you have a passion for caring towards the society. This is, I would say, the most important need when you're planning to join a medicine undergraduate foundation program, because at the time of progression to the university, you will be interviewed and the university will ensure and check how passionate are you towards caring people. So this is a very important element, please.
Thank you very much, Pranesh. Yeah, that's actually all the questions that I have for today.
Yes.
So we have come to an end for today's session, and I would like to once again thank both of you for helping us conduct today's session, and for all the help and the information that you have provided us today, and to all the students also who joined today's session. And I would invite all of them to join the next upcoming sessions as well, which will be conducted on the 24th and 26th with University of Hull and Newcastle. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much,
once
Shari,
again.
for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya, for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much,
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you,
please.
Pranesh. Thank you.
All the best. Take
care.
care. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.